So you're thinking about making the move to Niagara Falls, but you're unsure which neighborhoods are right for you and your family. Well, this is the video for you then, as we're going to be jumping on the map of Niagara Falls, breaking down each one of Niagara Falls' neighborhoods and letting you learn a bit more about the shopping, the real estate, the parks, the schools, and more. So by the time you finish watching this video here, you'll have a complete understanding of the map of Niagara Falls. So let's not waste any more time and just jump into the map. So here we have a map of Niagara Falls, and if we just flip on and first look at the city borders, as you can see, Niagara Falls is basically on the furthest east part of Ontario before you enter into the USA. Now, Niagara Falls is really this big region here. However, the majority of this region is actually rural. If we check off this one here, as you can see, the main part of Niagara Falls is right here. So let's break it down and first take a look at the north end of Niagara Falls. So these regions here include Mount Carmel, Casey, Stamford, Churches Lane, and Thompson. So it's basically every single neighborhood that's just north of Thorold Stone Road right here. And there are a lot of family-friendly neighborhoods here. You're tucked away from the tourist attractions, so it's going to be a quite suburban, quiet neighborhood. You'll find a lot of mature homes. The established areas first and foremost were in Stamford and Churches Lane, and then it kind of expanded out towards Casey, a brand new area, essentially speaking, early 2000s, 90s in Mount Carmel. And then you will find some more brand new real estate kind of on the north end of Casey and Stamford especially. Now, if we look over here and see at first what the shopping in our local favorite gems on the north side of Niagara Falls. So remember, it's everything that's north of Thorold Stone Road right here. So included in this north end in terms of shopping, as you see, there's really two main plazas. You have one right over here in the Mount Carmel neighborhood that offers a Dollarama as well as a Pure and Simple, a Food Basics, and a few other shops. And then another one over here right on Portage or St. Paul's Avenue, right in the Stamford neighborhood, that offers a lot of different restaurants to choose from, lots of different shopping options like a Home Hardware as well as a Shoppers Drug Mart. But here you'll also find some fantastic local gems on the north side, including Casamia Restaurant, the Hummingbird Coffee Co, as well as Danny's Sushi right here. Now that's it in terms of the shopping within North Niagara Falls. However, if we just follow along the QEW right here, you're gonna find the Niagara Outlet Collection here. Here has over 100 different stores to choose from, including a huge Bass Pro Shop, Nike, Adidas, Ralph Lauren, Hugo Boss, whatever you want. Basically, you're gonna find an outlet store right here as well to shop at. Now, other than the great shopping options, you're also gonna find some great parks on the north end. So let's flip on those there and I'll show you those first before we move on to the next area, which will be the west end. And some of my clients have recently moved there and absolutely loved it. So make sure you keep watching to learn about that. But in terms of the parks, as you can see, you have a lot of different neighborhood parks throughout, including the Mount Carmel Park right here. The biggest park within the different neighborhoods is probably right on the north end in the Fireman's Park right here. Lots of great walking trails, a dog park, as well as its own disc golf. You'll even find a little golf course in the Eagle Valley Golf Course, but the most notable parks are going to be on the northeast side, and that's going to be right along the Niagara River right here, and that's going to offer you the Niagara Glen that offers countless walking trails to enjoy. You have the Royal Botanical Gardens here that has lots of different seasonal flowering gardens, as well as the Butterfly Conservation Area that offers tropical gardens inside with thousands of butterflies flying around. So as you can see, lots and lots of green space to enjoy on the north side. Now, in terms of the schools, as you can see, has a good mix. Now, if you want to learn more about where the best schools are rated in Niagara Falls, we'll be looking at that map in just a moment. So keep on watching for that. But now let's head on back over here. Now let's discuss the next area of Niagara Falls, and that's going to be West Niagara Falls. So this really is all the neighborhoods that are west of the QEW right here. And that includes some more established neighborhoods like Ascot and Westwood. And you will find some newer neighborhoods offering lots and lots of different new townhomes and detached homes in the Forest View and Brown neighborhood right here. Choose from, all giving you, again, easy access because you're right alongside the QEW, and offers some great shopping and community center. So if we flip on back here and we first look at the shopping, you're going to be finding on the west side of Niagara Falls So again, it's anything that is west of the QEW. So first of all, just on this west side here, you have the Mount Carmel Plaza, technically not in West Niagara Falls, but as you see, if you're living on the north side of Ascot, you're right beside that plaza that we just talked about. But the other area is over here, and this is on Luty's Lane. And Luty's Lane has lots of different shopping options. In particular, one of them is the Canada One outlet. This is the outlet mall right in Niagara Falls, a little smaller than the one on the north side. However, offers some great different shops to choose from. And then just throughout, you're going to find a few plazas as well. Then going back to McLeod Road, this is where, in my opinion, the best shopping is in this region. Not only do you just have a huge Costco, a Winners, a Cineplex, Rona, a Sobeys, lots and lots of different restaurants to choose from, all within like a short drive away, as all these areas over here are brand new real estate options to choose from. And as you can see, lots of different parks. So if we actually flip on the parks, I'll show you where the parks are on the west end. So flip on the parks here. As you can see, lots of different neighborhood parks in the established neighborhoods of Ascot. However, if we go down a little bit further, we are going to find a great park here in the Charnwood Park, as well as the John N. Allen Park, that offers lots of different green space. But more notably, in my opinion, is over here. Right here is the McBain Community Center. Here has lots of great indoors pool, public library. Outside, you're gonna find a fantastic skate park, a splash pad, as well as a jungle gym. And every single Saturday is actually home also here to the Niagara Falls Farmers Market. So just an overall great spot if, you know what I mean, your family wants shopping close by. You can grab groceries and then maybe go to the farmers market with the kids and pick up some of the local produce. Fantastic options right there. And as you can see, lots of different neighborhood parks throughout. Another notable one would be the Heartland Forest Park. Lots of different nature trails, but along the nature trails is where you're going to find lots of fun things, whether it's a turtle outlook, an early settlers cabin, just more information about the region. Lots of great information and just a fun hike along the Heartland Forest Park here. And then, of course, a few other parks to choose from. Now, other than that, again, in terms of the schools, you will find 2 high schools here and a few different elementary schools. Again, in a moment, we will be covering the school rankings and where the best schools are found. But now let's go back here and look at the next region of Niagara Falls you might want to consider, and that is Central Niagara Falls. So here is where the original downtown area. So if you're wondering where all the tourist areas are happening, that's gonna be closer to like actually where Niagara Falls is, which is basically like right here. And that's where the Falls View and Clifton Hill is. So downtown Niagara Falls isn't going to be as busy. It's more of an established area, a lot of mature homes here, historic character, good walkability to some degree in the downtown if you want walkability to a couple local restaurants to choose from. But for the most part here, you're going to be finding bungalows, 1.5-story homes, maybe a couple 2.5-story homes as well to choose from, as well as some side splits if you kind of get closer to the north end here. And here you're going to find some of the most affordable real estate options to choose from. So if we flip on here and we first look at the shopping, you're going to be finding on the central part of Niagara Falls. So again, that's everything that is south of Thorold Stone, north of the 420. And here you're going to find one big plaza right here on Dorchester in Morrison. That's going to offer a Home Depot as well as a variety of other shops like a Canadian Tire. You will find the little hospital clinics throughout the north end, I find as well. It seems to be more common for some reason. Maybe it's just when I'm driving around, I've driven by a couple. But with that said, what you'll also find here is a couple of restaurants. Now, the couple of restaurants that are the best are going to be kind of near the downtown area of Niagara Falls. Like one of my favorites is just over here. It's the Country Fresh Donuts. But then you also have a great brewery over here in the Taps Brew House as well. And actually in Niagara Falls downtown area, if we flip this on here, that's also where you're going to find the Niagara Falls GO Train, Via Rail, and GO Bus station stop right here, basically right on the US-Canada border. And here right now offers only 2 trains going into Union. It takes about 2 hours to get there, but it's soon to be expanding, offering more options. However, with that said, it's still going to be about a 2-hour train ride in. So it is on a little bit of a longer side, as it's, again, the furthest east you could go in all of really Ontario. Now, in terms of the other things that you're going to be noticing here, if we flip on the tourist sections, you're only going to find one tourist attraction. It's just on the north end of downtown. It's the Great Wolf Lodge amusement park. It's like this indoor water park that's this Muskoka, like campfire, wild bears, coyotes, wolves, etc. It's a great spot. I used to go here a lot growing up, but highly, highly recommend it as well. And it's in your neighborhood if you choose to move to downtown or central Niagara Falls. Now, the other area you might want to consider that also offers some great affordability and really close to that tourist attractions, offering lots of family fun and adult entertainment, is South Niagara Falls. So as you see here, that makes up of some of the established neighborhoods of Luty's Lane, Dorchester, Arad. Those are really where you're gonna find a lot of bungalows, 1.5-story homes here. And then just south in Drummond Heights over here is we're gonna find some newer real estate options to choose from. Now here is primarily detached homes. You will find a couple of townhomes to choose from, either built in the 70s or more when Drummond Heights was built in like the early 2000s, 2010s. Now, with that said, Fallsview and Clifton Hills is right here, and that's where you're gonna find the huge tourist attractions. So it will get a bit noticeably busier during those tourist times or special events, especially if you're living closer to the east end of these neighborhoods here. Now, in terms of the shopping and what you can expect on the south end of Niagara Falls, as you can see, you're only gonna find a couple of different shops along Luty's Lane right here. You'll actually also find the Niagara Health Old Hospital right here. The brand new hospital that will be coming in is just down here on the south end. It's going to be a state-of-the-art $3.6 billion hospital that'll be opening up in the next coming year. So if you're living in the south end, the west end, easy access to that there as well. But in terms of like the restaurants and shopping, as you can see, it's only a couple shopping. It's mainly restaurants and tourist attractions kind of on the south end, as you're going to be really visiting one of the other plazas that we've talked about, either in the central part, west end of Niagara Falls, when you're living here in the south end. Now, with that said, the biggest pro about living here, of course, is Niagara Falls and all the amazing tourist attractions that you get to have. As not only do you just have Niagara Falls and the variety of different things that you can go do to explore that, but you'll also have the Fallsview Indoor Water Park, the casinos, the variety of Ripley's, believe it or not, the Wax Museum, the go-karting, the arcades, the Rainforest Cafe. You have a countless number of fun family activities to do and a variety of different shows that are both great for families or to go out on the town with some friends. Now, in terms of the parks and what you can expect to find on the south end of Niagara Falls, as you can see here, there's really only a few community parks, or neighborhood parks, I should say, really in the south end. The most notable would be over here, probably Prince Charles, because it does have a little bit of an outdoor pool, or also just on the south end, the Thundering Waters Golf Club is another one. Then as we kind of move over, it's also technically in the south end, is over here. I would also include it in the next region, which is Chippewa, just over here, which we'll take a look at in just a second. But over here in the south end, you're going to find the Dufferin Islands, a great 10-acre hiking trail along the Niagara River, as well as the Floral Show House that offers just ever-rotating gardens to enjoy. Now, in terms of the schools, again, you're going to find a bunch of different elementary schools here, as well as one high school on the south end. Now, if we look at the last areas that we're going to be discussing before diving into the schools, as well as some of the transit in what you can expect in Niagara Falls when getting around, is these regions here. So for me, here you have Chippewa, and then over here you have the industrial area, which is more like just the old grounds of marine land that's now been shut down. And then you have a variety of rural fields that offer some estate homes, but very little real estate to choose from. So if we dive in deeper into what you can expect in Chippewa, and we go over here and we look at the restaurants and the shopping, as you can see, basically nothing. You got Tim Hortons, and that's pretty much it in Chippewa. Other couple local gems, but nothing really in terms of the shopping and restaurants. You're going to be going to Niagara Falls, as this is primarily a residential area. It was once a small town, and you got a lot of those established neighborhoods, especially on the north end. However, on the south end, you're going to find a lot of new real estate options to choose from, both detached homes and mainly townhomes. As we flip over here, it does have a couple great parks and green spaces. You have the Chippewa Lions Park right here that also offers an outdoor pool. You have the Kingsbridge Park right over here, as well as the Patrick Cummings Memorial Sports Complex right here. And then not to mention even great golfing with the Legends on the Niagara, 2 championship 9-hole courses, 1 9-hole pitch and putt, and then a 360-degree driving range here as well. So lots of green spaces to enjoy in Chippewa. Now, those were the parks and the shopping and the tourist attractions you're going to be finding in Niagara Falls. In terms of these schools, if we go over here to the Fraser Institute rankings and we take a look, so to give you some context, this puts the Ontario Standardized Test of grade 3 3, 6, and 9 into an index out of 10. Anything above a 6 is considered above a provincial average. So basically what you're looking on this map here, if we zoom it in a bit here, anything that is yellow or green is considered above a provincial average, and then orange is just below, and then red, of course, is well below. So over here on the north end, as you can see, the vast majority of schools are going to be on the green. On the west end, again, the vast majority of schools here are also in the green or above the provincial average, like that one there. Then on the south end, it's kind of a mixed bag. You will find some above the provincial average and then other ones that are just slightly below. And then if we go over here, you have Chippewa that has 2 great elementary schools. Now, these are all just the elementary schools. If we flip over here and we go to the high schools to quickly show you where they are located, you have 2 above the provincial average, again, on the north end. The 2 in the south and west end are a little bit below it, but in past historical rankings have rated above the provincial average, as well as another one right over here, St. Michael's, that's rated just above the provincial average. And those there are the only high schools found in Niagara Falls. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the walk score, transit score maps today because that website is down. So if you want to take a look at that, I'll leave a link down below in the description for you to look more at the walkability and where the bike paths are. But most people that are going to be living in Niagara Falls are going to be commuting via car. So this here is just the Google map of what you can expect for the typical traffic in Niagara Falls at 5:20 p.m. And as you can see, like for the most part, it's green through it, right? You have a couple bottlenecks, but they're not really bottlenecks, I would even call them. I would just call them a little bit of slowdowns, especially where like the QEW and 420 kind of break off here. And then of course, like people are getting home from work, right? So anything that's really leading off the QEW is also going to have a little bit of bottlenecking, but again, like they're just yellow. They're not even red or orange. So for the most part, driving around Niagara Falls is going to be a breeze. Where you're going to be more caught up is like on the QEW back to Niagara Falls is where you're going to find more traffic, or also occasionally on those busier days when the tourist attractions like Canada's Day or New Year's or whenever flock to Niagara Falls to celebrate something, that's also when you're going to notice a lot of traffic as well. But for the typical Wednesday, it is overall pretty good. So since you stuck around to the end, we'll review the warning map that I always like to make sure my clients are aware. These are everything as you see here, from the industrial areas, the wastewater treatment plants, the landfills, the hydro lines, and train tracks. I mean, it doesn't necessarily stop you from moving here, but at least be aware of the different regions. So we'll first look at the industrial areas. So over here, we've already discussed, this is basically the old marine land, a little bit of like steel manufacturing, like steel recycling over here as well. A few other light industrial areas on the west end and then north end of Niagara Falls, but really not much overall. Now, in terms of the wastewater treatment plants, that's where you're also going to be finding the one wastewater treatment plant. It's right over here on the north end, just north of Stamford, basically, is where you're going to be noticing it. So occasionally you could smell it from some of my clients who have moved around here and know the area. However, with that said, I would say it's more of a thing to be aware of when you're moving there. But if you don't notice it when you're viewing homes out in Stamford, as if you're way over here in Stamford, you're never going to notice it. It's really just if you're that close to it. Now, the other areas that they might be aware of is the recycling centers and landfills. So really not in Niagara Falls, but just outside of Niagara Falls. As you see, it's got couple kilometers in between that and the QEW, but you do have one right over here, just really in the Thorold area. That is probably the biggest one to be aware of. And you have a small little recycling center right beside the QEW here as well. Again, not really a big deal breaker, actually probably more of a convenience, as it doesn't really get to offer much smell and you would never notice it. Then the next areas are the hydro lines, because hydropower is generated, and there's a lot of hydropower generated in Niagara Falls because of the Niagara Falls and the river. You're gonna have a few different hydro lines and hydro stations. So the biggest one is going to be on the north side, basically taking up the other half of the Thompson neighborhood right here. For the most part, the hydro stations right here, it's just a bunch of lines kind of running throughout here. And then as you can see, if I just zoom out, you can kind of see the different lines that are branching from that main power station right here and heading out to the different areas of St. Catharines or Welland or wherever the case may be. And then you have one line that kind of runs throughout Central and South Niagara Falls right here, kind of breaking up, we'll call it, the residential areas and the Falls View, Clifton Hill tourist areas right here to choose from. Now, there are some hydro lines, but there's also some train tracks you want to be aware of. So we'll flip those on there and you can see them now. So number one, of course, you have the Niagara GO station here that has the train track that, as you see, rips up alongside here. Now, you're not going to notice it really if you're living in the north part of Niagara Falls because it's really really on the rural side. It's only really if you're really right beside it over here, you're gonna kind of notice it. But if you're living anywhere in like Mount Carmel, for example, you're never gonna notice it. And then as you can see, the other line kind of cuts through central Niagara Falls and a little bit into west Niagara Falls as it heads out towards Welland. And then you do have one other one that is in less use, but there is one to be aware of, just kind of breaking up South Niagara Falls and Chippewa right here. So now you should have a complete breakdown of Niagara Falls. And if you're thinking about making the move here, send me and my team a message today. But if you want to learn about a map of another city, the next video I'd recommend you go take a look at is my video breaking down the map of St. Catharines. So you can find that video right here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.